Hello, you speakers. I'm Katza.
I'm Javier.
And I'm George.
All right, nice to see you guys today. What is your favorite summer song? Before we even start, what is your favorite summer song, George?
Jesus, there are so many, but I can't think of one. But I would say you wrote it, and I saw it. And once I saw it, I liked it. It's not exactly a very popular song. It's back in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
It's a Bananarama, I think it's
Mhm,
called.
that's a
Bananarama.
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah,
yeah, cruel summer. All right,
Cool
It's a
summer. Yeah.
all
How does it
right,
how does it
mine
go? How,
too.
how does it go?
I like it's a cruel summer.
Summer.
Da, da, da,
Da,
da, da, da, da, da. Yeah, I know that one. I know that
Pretty
one. Okay.
cool. Yeah. What
All
about
right,
you,
all right.
Javier?
I have one that if I play it, it's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the
Come on,
evening.
play it, play it, play it.
It's called "Summertime" by Mungo Jerry. And it's
Come
called
on.
in the summertime when the weather is hot.
Oh.
Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, so much fun to sing and listen to that
Right?
song. Yeah.
What
All
about you,
right.
Katza? The
Yeah,
one,
cruel summer.
cool
Cruel
Cruel
summer,
summer,
right?
definitely. Yeah, 80s, baby.
Yes, totally.
Okay,
Yeah,
so stay tuned because today you're learning.
Travel, phrasal verbs.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
Javier.
and I'm at help me out. My son, my phone is jammed.
That's what we're learning. My phone is jammed.
my phone is jammed with the summertime.
It won't open. I need a new phone. Anybody? I need a
All
new
right.
Okay.
phone. Okay, what else are we learning? Just hit me.
Jesus.
Okay, key phrases for traveling in the
There it is.
summer.
Okay, there the time. There you go. Got it.
Welcome to another episode of the Üspk English podcast. Thank you for hitting that play button and subscribing to our podcast channel.
Remember, you can download the learning materials in the description box so you can listen and follow.
All right, George, what do you have for phrasal verbs for traveling and when might we use them?
Oh gosh, traveling. I love traveling. Don't you guys like to travel?
Oh, I love traveling.
doesn't?
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially if it's for pleasure, vacation, right?
Oh yeah, not
Vacay,
business.
vacay, yeah.
Vacay. All right. Well, we have several. And number one on our list today is a very simple one. It's get on. All right. For instance, entering a plane, a bus, or a train. Example, I think we got on the wrong train, or should we get on the next bus? All right. So
All right.
that's the first number one. Get on the plane, get on the bus. Okay. All right. Number two, drop off with double F. It's to take somebody to a place. For instance, the airport. Example, what time is your flight? I can drop you off at the airport if you'd like. All right. So drop off could be used in that way. Taking somebody somewhere, drop somebody off at a place. All right. Number three, check in. Okay. Check in is to confirm you're taking a flight. All right. Or that you have a reservation at a hotel. Example, come on, it's already late and we still need to check in. Okay. Check in our luggage. What time do we have to check in at the hotel? Right. You need an ID to check in at any hotel and a major credit card. All right. That's number three. Number four is get away. Okay, well,
with
not
murder?
in that sense. Get away.
With murder, yeah. For
In the
me,
good, it has different meanings, but in this time, we're using it as a take a quick vacation, especially because you're exhausted and you need to rest. I love to get away and go to the beach next month. We need to get away for a while, for a weekend.
Yeah.
It's always good to get away.
It's always
right.
good. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question because these phrasal verbs are pretty basic, I know, but sometimes our learners struggle to replace usual verbs with phrasal verbs, right?
Mhm.
So why should we learn to replace regular verbs or, common verbs with phrasal verbs? Why should we learn how to use these?
I can answer that. Okay. I tell my this is what I tell my students. Like, I mean, they ask me like Javier, if I don't say just go for a vacation, do I have to, they won't understand me? Instead of saying get away, you know, you can try and just use the vocabulary that you won't have, but you will hear it. You will hear get away. It is commonly used. It's so widely used that you pretty much fall into using it. So you might
All
as well
right.
just get a hold of it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All
Phrasal
right.
verbs are considered high language, even though it is common language. Believe it
Exactly.
or not.
Exactly. That's right. Okay, George, can you repeat just the list, the four phrasal verbs?
Of
Just repeat
course.
them,
Okay.
please.
So everybody out there, take out your notebook and a pen or write it in your devices, okay, on your smartphones.
There
Number
you go.
1, get on. Number 2, drop off. Number 3, check in. Number 4, get away. All
All
right.
right.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy. Just 4.
Exactly. Little by little, you start building your
Yeah,
vocabulary, right?
Exactly. Just little by
Okay,
little.
so we hope that you have written these down because, as usual, we're having a small quiz at the end of the podcast.
Right.
All right, Javier.
Okay, so it's
Your
my
turn.
turn. Let me use some key
Yes.
phrases. And I'd like to make a little mention that I did work at a beachfront hotel for a short period of my
Oh.
life. It was very fun, a lot of fun. So I'm going to use the phrases that customers would come to the front desk with me. Okay. The most common one is I'm looking for the best blank in town. I'm looking for the best Mexican restaurant in town. I'm looking for the best, I don't know, sports fishing shop in town.
Right.
There was actually a time when, short story there, a person came in and said, I'm looking for the best chinchorrenos in town. And I said,
Oh.
pardon me, sir? Now, here's the one thing. You can actually get away as a customer using casual English, but hotel staff are ordered to answer in a very appropriate way.
Polite,
So I was
appropriate,
very
uh-huh.
polite, yeah. So I said, pardon me, sir? Yes, I'm looking for the best chinchorrenos. And then he explained to me what that was. Oh, chile rellenos. Yes, chinchorrenos. I'm looking for the best chinchorrenos in town. So apparently this guy's from San Diego and his maid had made chile rellenos and he loved them. He says, I want to try the restaurant version, I want to know. So I said,
Wow,
I'm looking for the best
okay.
chinchorrenos in town.
Chinchorrenos.
Chinchorrenos, there you
Oh,
go.
but look at him making it all the effort
I know,
to
but
to say
because
chiles rellenos.
he actually wanted to try like restaurant grade. Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
That's
Uh-huh.
nice. The second one that I hear a lot is there any chance, people are being polite, is there any chance to make a reservation for blank tomorrow? Or is there any chance to make a reservation for tennis tomorrow? Or
Mhm.
sports fishing is very common also where I used to work. Is there any chance to make a reservation for fishing tomorrow? Well, I was like, oh, sure, by all means. Let me call up the place. And normally the staff will say, let me call up the place, or by all means, they'll use the phrases that we have taught you in previous episodes. Sure, by all means. Absolutely,
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
and the third one I heard so much is I've heard so much about your local something. How do we get there? I heard so
Mhm.
much about your local church that I believe it's made in the 1800s, but yes, it
Mhm.
is, sir. How do we get there? And then you give them directions. I've heard so
Nice.
much about your, and they insert local something that's very popular.
Okay.
And that's it. What do
All
you guys think?
right.
Wow.
Have you heard them before?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. They don't necessarily ask only hotel staff. They might ask you. So
Yeah.
be prepared.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Totally.
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 Yeah,
Totally.
be prepared. Okay, so I have like four different scenarios or phrases that I had prepared for this podcast because and this may seem like this is too simple, but it actually helps if you're if you're learning English or you feel uncomfortable or your confidence is not quite there yet.
Mhm.
If you if you ask people if they speak English, like, do you speak English, or if they're speaking too fast for you, you can always ask them to speak more slowly, right? Like, can you speak more slowly, please? Though that phrase is very, very useful, because then you will get the information you need. You will not feel lost, and you're totally entitled to ask for this, right?
Mhm.
Because the most important thing is to communicate, right?
Communication is
Yes.
paramount.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
It's all about communication.
Yes. So, and if you want to go for the easy, the easiest ride is learn these phrases as they are. It's like, where can I find anything? Really, it works with anything. Where can I find a bus station? Where can I find a taxi? Where can I find the train station or a famous museum? You name it. Whatever you need to find, it's easy to say, where can I find blank, whatever you need, right? We hardly ever ask for directions nowadays, right? Because we all have Google Maps. I wish I
Yeah.
had Google Maps when I went to Europe back in 2005,
Yeah.
because that would have saved lots of hours of getting lost around cities and towns. But even though you don't need directions to get to a place, because you may have a map, perhaps you want to find a specific place inside maybe a museum, inside a theater, inside a gallery, or whatever place, and you need to find stuff. So you really have to master your prepositions, right? It's to the left, to the right,
Exactly.
go up, go
Yeah.
down. It's pretty basic, but you have to master it so you don't get lost, right?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Specifically, even just like you said, Katsa, even inside a building, even a hotel, some hotels are enormous. They're
They
huge.
are.
And you can get lost inside, and you could even to find an elevator or an escalator, or as simple as something as a restroom. They're so big, and you just have to ask somebody, hey,
Mhm.
like you say, where can I find, or where's the elevator?
Mhm.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
where's the elevator? Or
Excuse me.
excuse me, where's the
You know,
elevator?
you can grade it in depending on who you're talking to. Sometimes the hard part is your English is so good, but the person you're talking to, their English is bad.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we try to say like, excuse me, do you by any chance know where the lobby is?
Uh-huh.
That's too hard for them.
That's too much.
So like
Yeah.
just you can tone it down to where's the lobby, or just simply, excuse me, the lobby,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah,
That's good
that's
enough.
right. Yeah, like a more direct question,
Yeah, you
right?
might have to just gauge exactly who you're
Yes.
talking to. That's the
Yes.
one. That's another thing I noticed too.
Right.
Yeah, and be ready for the answer too, because you might be surprised what they're gonna
Yes.
say. They could answer a bunch of stuff, and you what?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
pay attention to, more than anything, their body language, where they're looking at, where they're pointing at.
Exactly. Body
'Cause-
language.
Yeah.
You said a mouthful, George. Yes.
Yes.
Also about body language.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because most of the people I got at the hotel were from San Diego, but I did get people from Russia. I did get Chinese people once.
Mhm.
I'll tell you a little story about that later. I think I have about
You
the
have, yeah.
Tulum cottages. Remember that? Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes it's hard to talk to people because you focus on your English being so well and their English is so
Right.
bad.
Right. Yes.
You have to adapt to it.
Yeah. The other one that I had prepared for this time was, do you take credit or debit cards? This is really important because going to an ATM or an exchange, it's not very safe nowadays. So you might want to stick to ATMs and use your cards for everything, but you have to make sure that they take them where you are at, either a shop or a restaurant. You
Before
have to, yeah,
before
you
you
have to
actually
make sure you order, or you
before you
ask for
order.
something. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so for the question, do you take credit or debit cards? What would be my possible answer, George?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. One of there are infinite ways of answering that question. Like if you take a credit card, yes, we do. Please insert your credit card when the light turns green, for instance. Punch in your PIN number. Okay, or yeah, we take credit cards. Expect many possible answers. Some of the
Mhm.
most common ones are just a simple yes, yes, we do,
Mhm.
or yeah,
Also-
absolutely, of course, absolutely. And many, I think nowadays, I would be surprised places that don't take credit cards, but you still
Yeah.
got to make sure. Even parking meters take credit cards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so expect any possible answer. They're all going to be in something in a way of saying in the yes, we do, absolutely, of course, yeah, or something. They will just nod if they're not very
Although
polite.
exactly.
They'll
Mhm.
just nod their head.
Just-
Yeah.
Be
Mhm.
careful with the
Exactly.
possible yes, but not American Express or another type of credit card.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some
exactly.
one that threw me off the first time I heard it is somebody asked me, "Do you take Discover card?"
Oh,
I said, "What?"
Discover.
Yeah, I said,
Oh,
that's only like in
remember
San-
that
That's
card.
vintage.
Remember that? Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it was a long time ago, guys. But I said, I don't. Let me double check, please. And I tell the manager, I said, no, they don't. They take major credit cards, but I think Discover was just like San Diego or something, and
Yeah.
in that area. So we're like, okay, then I'll pay with the other one.
All right. All right. The other expression that I would like to post now is the one when you are riding the public transportation. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
So when when you're riding public transportation, it's really complicated if you don't understand the map, and you may not know exactly when do you need to get off, right? So one thing that it came really useful for me when I was traveling in Europe, for example, was asking someone, "Excuse me, are you by any chance getting off at this station?" And they were like, "Oh no." I mean, people were looking at me like, "Are you kidding? Do you want me to tell you where am I getting off?" But then you can start a small conversation and tell them, "Listen, I'm looking for the name of the street, or I'm looking for this." So it's quite useful if you're traveling by train or the subway. "Excuse me, are you by any chance getting off at?" And you can name the station or the street. So normally people would offer you would offer to tell you where it is, or where do you need to get off. So I think that's pretty useful.
So it's more of an opener, right?
Yeah, it's more like a conversation
Do you
starter.
really want me to tell you where I'm getting off? No, thank you.
Yeah, probably
exactly.
work for you as a lady, but if it's me, a guy, or Javier, we ask
No
that
way.
to somebody else, they'll call the
Yeah.
cops on us right away.
Yeah.
Police!
Harassment.
Help!
Help!
You might get a Karen tomorrow.
No, I no, just kidding. Kidding. I think it all depends on body language, the way you say it. It helps if you're with somebody else, if you're with your companion, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, or whatever, and also who you're asking. If you're asking a group of people, then it would be okay. But be careful if you're asking just somebody single or somebody who's on their own.
Uh-huh.
It could be a little bit, I'm not saying it's going to be totally strange, but it could be a little bit
It's scary. huh?
scary. But yeah, I mean, it all depends. You got to be there. I'm just playing it safe, but you got to be there to try it out. So you can tell right away. You see the face, you see the person, you see the situation, and you can try it, and then you can use it. Hey, excuse me.
Right.
Like Katza said, are you by any chance getting off at this station?
Mhm.
I'm lost. Okay, I'm a tourist. So it will help if you give it with the right intonation,
Right.
the
Right.
explanation, like Katza mentioned, explaining I'm a tourist, I'm a bit lost. So it would help me if you're getting off here, or could you point the right direction?
Mhm.
I'm a bit lost, and usually they'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they
Well, I
usually
think you
would.
should expect the culture shock. I don't know if the people are
Mhm.
friendly in some countries, but not so friendly in other countries. You should expect that. Maybe
Yeah.
a
you
woman
should.
addressing a man is not common, or a man talking to a woman directly is not common.
Yeah.
Maybe you should expect that. In
Uh-huh.
Mexico, we're very friendly and we love to help tourists out. I don't know how it
You
is in
do?
Europe. Maybe they're
You can find I mean, a little bit of everything. You
Okay.
can find people who's very, very helpful, and you can
Uh-huh.
find people that look at you like,
Really?
yeah, it's like, are you really asking me this? And
Will
so,
they
what's
give
it to you?
Well, what if they say, I don't know, excuse me, all my audience out there, for all the, if this is that can insult you, this is a bit of my ignorance. Is it true that French are not very nice to tourists, that, if you ask them a
Uh,
question, they'll just give you a dirty look or not even answer?
I'll.
it it didn't happen to me. It didn't like actually happen to me. It is, I mean, I was told by my tour manager told me, don't talk to them. I mean, because you speak Spanish, it's
uh,
you. I mean, if I did, I would rather speak to them in Spanish rather than
right.
Ah.
I
English.
heard that too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he did advise that, but it didn't happen to me because at the time I was traveling with someone who spoke French.
Uh,
So I wasn't really in that particular situation. But one thing that it did happen to me was maybe in Switzerland. I was in Lucerne and they speak only German.
Mm.
So I asked someone, and she did. I mean, I approached, like a lady on the bus, and she was looking at me like, "Who are you? Why are you approaching me?" And it
yes.
it was, and I was not alone, but I was the only one who spoke good English at the time. So it was really, really funny. But actually, she offered to point us in the right direction, and she did. She actually, she actually said, "You need to get off here. It's here," and then say, "Okay, thanks." So
Nice.
you can find anything.
I actually had
Yes.
one of my students, a CEO in a company. He was in Europe by himself when he was younger, and he approached a cop in France and said, "Excuse me, can you tell me please what?" He said. The cop turned around and says, "Bonjour, monsieur." He says,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah, yeah. Could you tell me?" And he said, "Bonjour, monsieur."
Hmm.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bonjour. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
first,
You need to wait for them
you are
to
rude.
to answer.
You haven't
Yeah.
even said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
I,
so
th- I thought he was going to say, "Well, you do fit a description. Well, you might as well."
well, yeah. So
You do
expect
fit a
the
description.
unexpected in terms of culture shock. I particularly love it.
Yes.
All right, all
Yes.
right.
All right. So, the final one that I would like to leave you guys with is, excuse me, could you point me in the right direction to the hospital? I need a doctor. This is something that you need to learn. Like, really memorize it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because in case you need help
Hospital.
and you need a hospital or a doctor, you may want to know what to say and
So,
how to get there, and obviously explain to the doctor what's wrong, what is happening. So
Yep.
yeah,
so the phrase is, "Can you point me in the right direction to," and then the place, right?
yeah,
Right.
the place.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah,
Alright.
exactly. That would be the phrase that I had for today. All right,
All right, cool.
Nice.
cool. Quiz time. Quiz time.
It's
George,
quiz
you got
time.
question number 1.
Okay. Everybody ready out there?
Already.
Okay,
I'm ready.
here it goes. This is it. Question number 1. Situation. I'm at the airport standing in line because I need to get my boarding pass. What do I need to do? Letter A, get off the plane. Letter B, check in my luggage. And letter C, get away. Is it A, B, or C? Tick,
Tick
tock,
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 tick
tick,
tock.
tock.
TikTok.
All
And the
right.
answer is check in my luggage. Ding, 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 ding,
Ding ding.
You
Okay.
are the winner.
You got it. Okay,
Got it.
perfect. Javier, question
Want
number
me to read
2.
number 2? Okay, it's already late and I absolutely need a ride to the airport. My brother says, A, don't worry, I'll drop you off. B, check in later, no problem. C, thank God I'm not traveling with you.
All right.
Tick
Tick tock, tick tock. And the correct answer.
answer is, don't worry, I'll drop you off.
Okay.
Although-
That's a nice of you, brother.
That's
Okay.
although letter C sounds more like my brother.
All right. Question
Okay.
number 3. Get ready. Get ready. So I am riding the subway, and the subway map is so confusing that I decide to ask for directions. I should ask A, excuse me, are you getting off by any chance at? B, how much until the central station? C, when do we get to the central station? All right.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Tick tock. All right. Didin, correct answer. Excuse me, are you getting off by any chance at Central Station? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I
Very
am.
good. All right. Yes, I am. Okay. Very good.
I am
Awesome.
now.
Mm.
I am now. There you go there.
Good job, everyone. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. Any
Okay.
final words?
Okay.
Well, I'm glad to be here again and talking about traveling and a little bit about summer. We'll talk, about, I love talking about summer, especially about that song that you mentioned. I didn't remember until I saw it written and it brought back memories. So thank you. Thank you. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Summertime.
Yeah.
Teenage days.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Javier?
what I could say is number one, expect the unexpected, especially if you're traveling abroad. You're going to a different country, different culture, different people. People are going to react differently, but there will always be somebody that speaks English. Somebody out there. I remember the scene in the first Iron Man movie, where he was kidnapped by some terrorists,
Mhm.
and they took him to this cave to build the first iron suit. Then some terrorist guy comes out and is speaking perfectly good Cambridge University English. Where the heck did this guy learn English in the middle of the desert?
It's Hollywood.
It is Hollywood.
Hollywood
It's magic.
magic.
Everything is magical.
I
in
would
Hollywood.
expect broken English, but this guy speaks perfect Cambridge. Is like, you, Mr. Stark, I hope your accommodations are suitable to your liking.
So, Javier, in conclusion,
Conclusion.
everybody should learn English because either
Definitely.
you go deep into the Amazons, one of the natives is going to say, "Hello, how you guys doing?"
Exactly.
Somebody from the
According
Amazon.
to Hollywood logic.
He grew up in Texas.
Hi there, y'all.
Hey, y'all. We got hunt the baby.
Okay, this was fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And this is it for our episode today. Thank you to all of our audience out there. Remember to subscribe to our channel. If you like this podcast, please comment on the polls and comment on the YouTube videos or the posts. Please share it with all your friends, and maybe you even want to suggest a topic for us.
Yes, definitely.
You can also visit our website where you will find articles related to English practice and learning. All right. Until next time, it was so good to see you guys. Thank you so much. See you, you
Bye-bye.
speakers. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.